They laughed, but not the same. They said, "I'll let you know," and never did. Nothing obvious, just enough for you to ignore it. This isn't random. There's a reason people start going cold on you, and it's already costing you more than you think. Until one day, you realize they stopped choosing you. That's when it hits. People didn't suddenly turn cold on you. You slowly became someone they don't need. And this is where most people get it wrong. They tell themselves something comfortable. They changed. They got busy. They're just acting weird. That's not what's happening. This is quieter than that. Nobody sits down and decides to treat you differently. They just slowly stop seeing you the same way. And the dangerous part? By the time you feel it, your position is already gone. And it doesn't happen the way people think. Nobody wakes up one day and decides, "I don't value this person anymore." It's not a decision. It's an adjustment. And adjustments are hard to notice when you're inside them. Because nothing feels wrong enough to react to, but everything feels slightly off. Conversations don't end badly. They just end faster. You're still included, just not considered. People don't leave suddenly. They adjust how they see you. There's a line from Epictetus: "Circumstances do not make the man. They reveal him." Same thing here. This situation isn't changing people. It's revealing how they've started seeing you. And once that shift happens, everything else starts to follow. And this is the part most people completely miss. People don't decide your value. They learn it from your patterns. Not your big moments, your small ones. Pay attention to this. You're in a conversation. Someone cuts you off mid-sentence. You notice it. You feel it. But you keep talking like it didn't happen. That moment didn't disappear. It registered. Not just for them. For you. Because now something has been established. You'll tolerate being overlooked as long as things stay smooth. Or this: you bring something up that matters to you, they brush past it, and you immediately switch topics to keep the conversation comfortable. You just showed them what gets ignored. This is how it happens. Not through one big moment, but through a pattern of small permissions. And over time, people stop checking where your line is because you've shown them it keeps moving. You didn't lose respect in one moment. You trained people not to consider you. And once that becomes normal, they don't even think about it anymore. And this is why most people stay stuck here. Because this doesn't feel like a problem when it's happening. It just feels like life. Until the pattern is already set. So if you're someone who actually wants to see these patterns while they're happening, not after the damage is done, subscribe. Because this is the level we break things down on here. Now here's where this starts to get worse. There's another shift most people never even notice. It's not what you did. It's what you stopped creating. Tension. Value isn't just about what you offer. It's about what people can lose. And most people remove that without realizing it. They become easy, predictable, always there. And that sounds like a good thing, but it isn't. You ever notice this? You're with someone, could be a friend, could be someone you're interested in, and they start saying things like, "I already know what you're going to say." That doesn't sound negative, but it is, because in that moment, you're no longer interesting. Or this: you tell someone you're free anytime, and suddenly, they stop making time. Not because they don't like you, but because there's no urgency left. Predictability kills tension. Over-access kills curiosity. And always agreeing kills your presence. Because when someone knows, you'll be there, you'll agree, you won't push back. They stop leaning in. They stop investing. When there's nothing to lose, there's nothing to respect. But here's the part most people don't realize soon enough. There's a phase people don't talk about, where nobody leaves, but you've already been replaced. Not physically, mentally. Let me show you what that actually looks like. Because this part is easy to miss. At first, nothing changes on the surface. You're still around, still talking, still included. But something important disappears. People stop bringing you up. Your name doesn't come up in conversations you should be part of. Not because they're avoiding you. You just don't cross their mind anymore. And that's a different kind of loss. You ever notice this? Someone asks for a recommendation. Something you're actually good at. And the person you're with doesn't even think to mention you. That's not an accident. That's position. Or this. You used to be the person people checked with. Now decisions just happen. And you're informed after. Not ignored. Just not needed. You're still there. But you're no longer relevant. That's when people go cold. And here's the part that stings. Nobody talks about it. Because it doesn't look like rejection. It feels like distance. So you don't react. You don't adjust. You just slowly adapt to being less important. Be honest. Have you ever felt this happen? Like you're still around, but something just changed. Drop, I've seen this in the comments. I want to know if you've noticed it too. Because once you see this clearly, you can't unsee it. And the next part is where most people either fix it or lose their position completely. But let's be honest. People didn't turn cold. You stopped being someone they value. And that doesn't happen because you're a bad person. It happens because of how you showed up. There's something Marcus Aurelius said. Think nothing profitable that makes you lose your self-respect. That's what this comes down to. Not how people see you, but what you allowed yourself to become. You thought being nice would make people respect you. It made you easy to overlook. You thought always being available would make people value you. It made you easy to replace. You thought being understanding would keep people close. It made them stop considering you. Because every time you ignored what bothered you, you told people it didn't matter. And after a while, they believed you. And if this hits a little too close, just like the video, it helps more people see what most never realize. Because once you see this, you can't go back to not noticing it. So what do you do with that? Because this is the part people usually get wrong. They try to fix it directly. They start explaining more, trying harder, showing up even more. And that makes it worse. This is reversible, but not how you think. You don't fix this by adding more. You fix it by removing what made you easy to ignore. Start with this. Stop explaining yourself so much. You ever notice how some people say less, but you still take them seriously. It's not because they know more. It's because they don't rush to justify everything. Then, reduce your availability. Not in a dramatic way. Just stop being instantly accessible all the time. People don't value what's always there. They value what they might not have. And this is the one most people avoid. Reintroduce uncertainty. Not confusion. Uncertainty. Instead of always going along with everything, pause, think, and sometimes disagree without explaining it away. That changes how people experience you. And most importantly, let people feel your absence, not by disappearing, but by not filling every space. Because when you're always present, you're easy to overlook. But when your presence isn't guaranteed, it starts to matter again. You don't ask for respect. You create conditions where it's required. And once those conditions change, people don't need to be told to treat you differently. They just do. And when that shift happens, you start noticing something else. The same people who were distant start paying attention again. And that's when you realize people didn't suddenly go cold. They adjusted to the version of you kept showing. It was never random. It was consistent. And once you see that, you stop taking it personally and start taking it seriously. Because this isn't about becoming someone new. It's about stopping the version of you that made yourself easy to overlook. Change that. And everything changes. The moment you stop lowering your value. People stop treating you like you're optional. Not because they changed, but because you did. And most people never figure this out. If you want to understand how to rebuild your value and make people respect you again, watch the next video on your screen. Because that's where most people get it wrong, even after realizing all of this. And if you haven't already, subscribe. Because this isn't something you fix once. It's something you stay aware of.